You yourself are worth somewhere in the vicinity of $9 or $10 billion today. I only say that because I've got a follow-up question.
Okay.
What's with the Honda?
You got your car repossessed back in November. You want me to buy it back. You don't have a job. You're using the money that you got from an insurance payout to get the car back so you can get mobile and get a job, correct?
Correct.
We see luxury cars all the time, and a lot of us assume the person driving it must be wealthy, when in fact the opposite is often true. Many people driving expensive cars are living way beyond their means. Some of these videos I'm going to show you are mind-blowing. The amount of money people are spending on cars is almost as outrageous as the insane interest rates that they are paying. I'm Justin. I help people make smarter money decisions, so if you're into that, consider subscribing. And it's time for video number one.
I had a 2018 Mercedes E400, and it got repoed back in November. And I wanted to know if you could possibly assist me with getting it back.
Wow. Okay, so why did it get repossessed?
I lost my job, so I fell behind on some payments for 7 months.
Curious, how much were you paying a month for the Mercedes?
I was paying about $1,300 a month.
$1,300 a month. That is insane. Okay.
Yeah, my interest was like 22%. I was also hoping, like, you know, if I get it back, I could possibly like refinance it or something and get the interest to go down.
What's your credit?
Like
what's your credit score right now?
It's like a 590 right now.
How much money do you have down?
0, but I would at least be willing to put like the $1,300 down that I have for my monthly payment.
You don't think you should take that insurance payout, buy a cheap cash car, get your money up, find a job, take advantage of living at home with your mom, and then come back to me and like, Yusuf, you know what? I'm in a better position. You actually have a job, you have better credit, and then we can get you into a different car with a lot cheaper payment?
No, not really.
I don't feel like you're really trying to hear what I'm saying, right?
Not really. All right, it's cool, whatever. Yeah, it's a waste of time.
She just hung up on. That's crazy, bro. Yo, the audacity, the entitlement.
She hung up on him after he listened to her. He's trying to give her help, trying to help her get into a better financial situation. And she hangs up on him after he spent 5 minutes. Usually he charges $49 for these calls. She should take his advice, take that insurance money that she has. I don't know how much it is, but take that, get a cheaper car until she has a job, a more stable financial situation, and better credit. Her credit score was under 600. And I mean, the payment she was paying before, $1,300 and 22% interest. But I mean, with her poor credit, how does she expect to get a better, she wanted to refinance through him. How does she expect to get a better interest rate when she has such poor credit? I don't know. I don't think she's getting that car back. Okay, let's run through the numbers here because she was paying 22% interest. So let's look at how much this car is actually worth compared to how much she was paying. So $1,300 a month. Let's assume it was a 6-year loan term, 22% interest. So estimated vehicle price is 30 grand. It's a 6-year-old E400. 1,300 times 72 months is $93,600. So she would be paying more than 3 times what that vehicle is worth. Just crazy, and it really sheds light on what a bad financial decision this is. That's 22% interest for you. Interest rates for used cars for people with good credit typically range between 6 and 9%.
What's your car payment and what do you drive?
Just short of $2,700 a month. But every morning I have to decide if I'm going to drive the Tahoe Premier or the M4 Competition X-Drive.
What's your car payment and what do you drive?
$1,342 and I drive a Silverado 3500 HD.
Got a question for you. What's your car payment and what do you drive?
$700 a month. I drive a Chevy Silverado half-ton 2022 RST with a 3-liter diesel.
So the average car payments in the US are $750 per month. In Canada, it's $880. But the percentage of people paying over $1,000 is about 19% in the US. But in Canada, it's about 30% of people paying more than $1,000 a month for a vehicle. Now, when it comes to financial advice, most advisors tell you to spend a maximum of 15% of your net income on a vehicle. But as we are seeing, many people spend a lot more than that. So how much are your car payments? Let me know in the comments. And while you're at it, you might as well hit subscribe.
How much did you put down?
20 bands.
20 bands. How much are you paying per month?
$1,183.
How long are you financing for?
285 months.
Yes, sir, Miss Mims.
And you see, she's a prime example on if you have poor credit, you make poor decisions, because there's no way on God's green earth I'm putting $20,000 down. I'm giving $20,000 down to the car lot and still got to pay $1,000 and something for how many months?
$1,183 a month times 285 months. It's hard to even believe that's over $337,000. And 285 months, that's almost 24 years. There's no way this car is going to last anywhere close to that. This is about the worst financial deal, I think, of all time when it comes to a vehicle. But like the commenter said, you know, when people have bad credit, when they're not educated, they're prone to make bad financial decisions for sure. And even when they are well educated, look, our education systems in Canada and the US, they're not really very good when it comes to teaching people to be financially responsible. It's almost like these corporations that are throwing these commercials at us all the time, especially the ones to buy new expensive cars. It's almost like those corporations are lobbying the school boards to keep financial education out of the curriculum. I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but hey, it's plausible. But yeah, $20,000, she could have used that a lot more wisely. So we purchased a 2017 CRV around 2022, and we paid $20,000. It had about 100,000 kilometers on it. And we got the top of the line one with leather and everything, the moon roof. It's great. We love it. It's absolutely enough. I mean, it's not like a status symbol or anything like that, but it gets us from point A to point B very comfortably. It's reliable. Anyway, that's why I'm here, trying to help people make smarter money decisions. And speaking of which, let's check out the next video.
So this fella here fell for buying that $100,000 truck because they make it affordable. You can obviously see in his comment that it's regretted. Now, it's an 8-year loan and he pays $1,362 a month. If you take $1,362 a month and do that for 8 years into the S&P 500, where it grows 10.8%, that money would be worth $202,000.
Okay, so from a high level, it's good financial advice. However, I haven't fact checked all those numbers, and I wouldn't rely, like if you invest in just the S&P 500, I would not rely on it going up 10.8% per year. I have other videos where I talk about investing, and I always recommend a globally diversified index fund. So it's more than just the S&P 500. It's all of the US, all of the rest of the world, super well diversified. Still risky. It's all stocks, all equities, but for most people, it is the best investment that they can get into. But I'll leave some links below and maybe one above to one of the videos where I talk about that. So if you're looking for a luxury vehicle that maybe is a little bit beyond what you should be spending, think about, do you want people to think that you're rich, or do you want to actually be wealthy? If you want to actually be wealthy, then listen to the conventional financial advice and don't spend more than 10 to 15% of your net income on a vehicle. And look, I've learned some things in my 46 years of life. And one thing is that having expensive things is not the key to happiness. I know it seems a long way from now, but your future is going to come a lot quicker than you think. And your future self will thank you for making smarter financial decisions now.
According to my calculations, you yourself are worth somewhere in the vicinity of $9 or $10 billion today. I only say that because I've got a follow-up question.
Okay.
What's with the Honda?
This is a perfectly good car.
He's worth $9 or $10 billion and he's driving a Honda. And you see this all the time. People, really truly wealthy people, driving around really modest vehicles. And like he said, it's a perfectly good car. It is. Does he really need anything more expensive? No, he could maybe use something bigger and safer, but he doesn't need anything more expensive. He's comfortable with who he is, and he doesn't need to drive a fancy car. So a lot of the truly wealthy people are driving really modest vehicles. When people overpay for cars, the long-term effects can be enormous. High payments impede savings, investment opportunities, and are obviously detrimental to financial health. Please subscribe, leave some comments below. What's your car payment? What are some other crazy stories you've heard? If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, share with anyone who might like this. Thanks. We'll see you again soon.